Hi, I'm Candy Kane Rodriguez, and I'm here to share a message that God put on my heart about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it's called "You Ain't Got Nothing Coming to You," which is a lie from the enemy. That's what Satan wants to tell us. He wants to tell us that we don't have anything good coming to us, but God promises in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And that is what God has planned for us. But Satan is a deceiver. He's a liar. He comes to steal and take our hope and our belief and to try and keep us down. When Jorge was in prison, he was in prison for 23 years. And every year he had to go up to a board, and they would say, well, this could happen or that possibility for you or whatever. But see, Jorge didn't cooperate. Jorge didn't sell anybody out and put anybody else in prison. He didn't give up any names. Therefore, he got a maximum sentence with no. And so they would tell him every year, "You ain't got nothing coming to you, Rodriguez." And it was, when you're 22 years old and your sentence is 25 years, your sentence is longer than your life that you've even lived. And so, he felt a little buried by his sentence. And that's what the devil wanted. And every year he had to go up against that review board and, here, "You ain't got nothing coming to you, Rodriguez." And he would tell him, "Just let me sign the papers. I don't need to go. I know that I ain't got nothing coming to me." And but every year they wanted to, grind him in and try and, just for whatever reasons, they wanted to keep telling him the negative and go against what God was doing in his life. And the fact is, that is what Satan does. He tries to tell us, you don't have anything coming. I remember as a young girl, 20-something years old, and I'm watching all my girlfriends get married and have babies, and I wasn't meeting anybody that was even remotely interesting to me. I wasn't, and I felt like, when is my turn? When am I going to have somebody? And, Satan would tell me, "Oh, you're fat, you're this, you're that, no boy is ever going to want you, you're never going to get married, you're going to die lonely old spinster girl." And so he will try and do that. He'll lie to us. And it only works if we let it work. With me, it worked. I was pretty depressed. With Jorge, he didn't let that stop him. And even though he was in prison for 23 years, he had a lot coming to him. He had friends that would have an expensive watch, and they would say, "I don't know why, but God has told me I have to give this watch to you." And and another guy would say, "I don't know why, but God told me I have to give you these tennis shoes, and man, he told me a month ago, and I've been fighting it and everything, but God just won't let me go." And he'd get these really nice tennis shoes, he'd get watches, he got me. So he had a lot coming to him even in prison, and especially now that he's free and we're free to be together and live together, our whole entire life is a witness of the blessings that God will shed on you when you love him and you honor him. And that's the important thing. And so why does the devil, there are enough people that aren't saved that the devil is busy with, trying to make sure that they aren't saved. Why does he bother Christians who are saved? Because the fact is, unless you turn around and you say, "Oh, I don't want you anymore, God, I reject you," after you've asked Jesus in your heart, you're pretty much saved. It's pretty much a done deal. The devil is defeated. And so why does he care about us? Why does he even worry about us as Christians? Because our lives are living testimonies of God's power and grace. And so when we live a defeated life, when we live a life of poverty, when we live a life of just always being down and sickness and illness and everything bad, oh my gosh, and we all know those Christians where you don't even want to walk up to them and say, how are you, brother? How are you, sister? Because it's like, oh, my car broke down last week and I don't have money to get it repaired. And, they have this long list of complaints. Their whole life is, and that is not how God wants us to live. He wants us to live a victorious, supernatural life. And we can't live that if we're listening to Satan. And so we have to, and the best thing for us to do as Christians is to get into the Word and know God's promises for us. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Memorize that so that when Satan comes and, something happens, like you lose your wallet and it had, you just cashed your paycheck or just took a lot of money out of the ATM, that, don't worry about it. And even then, you declare, you know what? Somebody's going to find that wallet, and they're going to give it back to me, and I'm not going to lose one penny. I remember one time I lost my wallet. We were Christmas shopping, and I had a lot of money, but right before I lost my wallet, I had stuck the majority of the money into my pocket. And but I lost my wallet, and we were at the mall. And I was shopping with my girlfriend, and I said, well, you know what? I've got my money. Let's just keep shopping because, there's nothing really I can do about it. It wasn't where we went back. It wasn't there. And I said, you know what? That wallet's going to come back to me. Somebody will find it and call, and we'll get it. Well, sure enough, I got home from shopping, and guess what? My sister said, hey, somebody called and said, you lost your wallet, and they met me at such and such, and here's your wallet, and everything. She's like, how'd you go Christmas shopping? I said, well, I'd actually just stuffed the money into my jean pocket. And my girlfriend, who was still with me, said, oh my God, you're so right. God does take care of you. You do have good guardian angels. And that's how you have to speak and walk. That was a witness to her that, God will take care of you, even in these little tiny things. And that's the kind of life you have to walk. You have to walk a life of triumph every day. And you don't always feel like it. I mean, when I lost that wallet, I didn't, I was like, oh my gosh, my credit cards are in there, my ATM card's in there. I could have panicked and freaked and let that whole incident ruin my life, or ruin the day, at least ruin our shopping day. But instead, I kept on with an attitude, and that ended up a wonderful witness to my girlfriend. And I think that that's, what we're supposed to do. And we can't do that when we talk bad. I'd said, oh my gosh, this always happens to me. How come it's always me? That wouldn't have been a witness. And I think that that's what's important. And we've got to remind ourselves of that our words don't just have power to empower the heavens and the earth to move when we speak positive things, like if we're sick, if we say, I have abundant health in Jesus Christ, by his stripes I am healed. Jesus died on the cross that I will be healed and have a good, healthy body. Okay? That is a powerful, you're sending it out there, and God's going to make it come back to you and happen. But it's also something that is a witness for other people that are around that hear you. Because when you just start self-talking that, eventually that self-talk is going to go and end up being spoken to other people, because it will become so natural. So, and yeah, it's not natural. It's in our world today, look at the comedies that are popular, look at the TV shows, everything is negative, everything is, and that's how we think a lot of times, and we joke with each other negatively. And so it's not natural. But if you even just start self-talking yourself that, and first you might be just having to say it in your brain, and you can't even get the words out, but finally you're thinking it so much, you start speaking it. And then you're going to start speaking it to your family and those that are closest to you and that you feel comfortable with. And eventually you'll get to a place that you're going to be that annoying guy at the job that when something goes wrong, you're going to be like, that's okay, God's got it covered. We'll do this and that in the meantime, and this will get taken care of, and they're going to be like, oh, here comes Susie Sunshine. But yeah, be Susie Sunshine. Be that person that's positive in people's lives, and it will be a witness. And I kind of said the same thing a little bit last time, but you've got to remember, and this is the thing, a lot of people will tell you the enemy's plots and plans or this and this and this, but don't worry about the enemy. Don't worry about the devil. You do have to know that he's out there, and you do have to know that you have an enemy and that he is looking at this as a war. But keep your eyes on God. Keep your eyes on who has you. And you will be safe, you will be sound, and God will take care of you. God bless you. Have a great day. Also, if you like this, please subscribe to my channel. I have a Facebook that I'll try and put the link in for you. And we can share and get to know each other. Thank you.